Cool. All right, we are live. We're live. I don't think I've said we're live before.
Live.
We are live.
We're not live though, are we?
Oh,
no, we kind of are.
Well, it's not. No, it's not. I guess it's not. Is it live? No, because we can say anything and just edit it out.
Yeah.
Right.
Jake's just slagged you all off. All of that out.
Although we haven't even mentioned that the Tash is gone.
Yeah, the Tash has gone. Yeah.
Now we're going to have to put this episode first before the other three we've just filmed and mention that the fact that the Tash is gone.
Yeah, or you can just clip it in. But yeah, no, basically...
got fed up.
You
got made to shave it.
I was enjoying it. I was weirdly enjoying it. Like
you got made to shave.
I mean, it was an awful Tash. Let's be honest about it. Like I can't grow facial hair properly.
Character.
It was. Yeah, you could say
it was coming in though.
It was a little bit pubic. You know?
I got mine trimmed yesterday before this because I hadn't had a haircut for like 6 weeks and I was looking like Tom Hanks from Castaway, and I was genuinely thought across my mind. I was like, should I get it into a Tash just to make him laugh when I didn't have the balls to do it. Maybe one day.
No, I enjoyed having it, but then me and my missus had our first night away from theatre in 10 months, and I bought this like fancy hotel in the Cotswolds, and we're just going for the night. And she was like, I'm not going to use the exact words, but you're not going to...
The PG version.
Yeah, you're not going to the hotel looking like someone who hangs around schools, you know?
Or
yeah, basically. So, that was the reason it had to go, which was a fair comment.
Yeah, so anyway, getting back to why we are actually
Fish and a rice cake.
Fish and a rice cake. I'm Jake. He's Jake. Still. We're going to say that every week. I don't think it's going to change.
Jacob and David,
the men of many names. We're going to chat a little bit about... we don't know what to call this one, do we?
No, we don't.
But we'll think of something. We need to start planning this out better.
Yeah.
But we're going to talk about the benefits of getting lean or shredded, but not the physical benefits of just being like, yeah, I can see my six pack.
Yeah, because obviously,
which is cool or whatever. But
yeah, it's great. It's great to look good. Of course it is. We all know that.
Yeah.
And I think there's a massive thing, like it's a trait of, I think it shows a massive trait of consistency, you know, and proving to not just to yourself and other people that's actually a really good trait to have, the fact that if you're in that kind of shape, which is actually, I think, going back to like
it's a tricky one, that though. Have you ever seen I've seen interviews with people who like, I don't know who, to be fair, and I don't think it's anyone relevant, but they've been like, oh, if I have to hire someone for a job and I've got a person who's in shape and not, I'll always get the in shape person because to me that means that they're dedicated. And I listen to that and I'm like, even as a coach, I'm like, that's bullshit.
That's bollocks.
I'm like, because you don't know what those two people have been doing or gone through. Like,
no.
That is bollocks.
Yeah, no, I think that's a load of shit. But I think away from that, because that's just a little bit daft.
Yeah.
I think it is a good, you know, I think if you show that you can get yourself in shape, you are showing to a certain extent that you can commit to something, you can be consistent with something, whether it's to yourself or other people or whatever, you know, I think it's a good trait to have. Like, there's absolutely no doubt about that. I think it goes back, it goes back to like, I don't want to say medieval because it's way before that, like fucking historic times, and when we were basically like cavemen and shit,
absolutely shredded.
Well, no, I think if you were in shape, like from a genetic standpoint, like people would be more attracted, not because of the muscles necessarily.
This is why you got shape in the first place, isn't it?
Probably. But I think because it's like...
but how many times we've had conversations with people, this is like when obviously you're a teenager, and you're like, oh, if I get in shape, like I'm going to get more attention from lasses.
Girls.
The only attention you get is from other blokes in the gym being like, fucking hell, mate, you're looking good. And you're
literally.
Like, oh, right,
you're just feeding your own ego.
Yeah, no one else cares. No. And like even... When so like obviously like we're dieting at the minute. Have we mentioned that? Have we mentioned we're dieting at the minute?
I mentioned it.
But we are dieting at the minute. But even like when I chat to Sophie, she doesn't like it when I'm dieting, when I get really lean. Like she prefers it when I've got more body fat.
A little bit more cuddly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. She says otherwise I'm just too like bony. Thanks. Cheers. But yeah, so it does make me laugh, does that? Like say you do it to try and get compliments from girls and stuff, and then you end up just getting compliments from blokes in the gym.
That's
which is weird.
It. Yeah. And it's the same even like if you post a picture on Instagram, oh yeah, like let's go. Well, it's all guys like, go on, lad. Yeah, you know. But yeah, no.
But there are actual benefits to it that are not just physical.
That are not just guys.
I actually think more important.
Girls
that have a bigger impact on you long term, and I think one of the main ones I always see, and one of the main ones I get feedback on from guys that I work with or girls that I work with that have got in shape or even done a photo shoot, whatever, is the level of like productivity that they have for everything else. So because for a period of time, everything is so routine. They know exactly what they're eating. They know exactly, they plan the days out. So this is when I'm going to go to work. This is when I'm going to the gym. This is when I'm going to get my steps in. This is when I'm going to do cardio. Because everything is so routine, they literally are like,
you're more productive.
I feel so productive.
I'm the same though at the moment.
Yeah,
so I've recently kind of dialed up my diet a bit more because Jake's fucking wrote me into this photo shoot.
It didn't take much, did it? I just nudged you for about a week.
Yeah, and to be fair, we've got fucking ages, like going off topic.
Yeah, and you're probably closer to shoot condition right now than I am.
I think we've got 16 weeks-ish from
ages, yeah.
And like, I've got a couple of holidays in that, so I thought if I give myself 16 weeks, it takes the pressure off. It means that I can enjoy those holidays and I'll still be all good. But yeah, so anyway, I've dialed things up in the last week and I've got way more structured with stuff of like, right, planned out my meals on Sunday. When I say planned out my meals, guys, I'm not sitting there putting things into Tupperware, by the way, because I think that's what people assume that fucking like dieting is. No, I've just literally planned it out. I've gone into my fitness plan. Right, I'm going to do Greek yogurt for breakfast. I'm going to have this for my lunch, and then I'm going to leave my evening meal a little bit more flexible to sit down and eat with the partner, whatever. And we've got a rough idea of what we're going to be eating. I've planned in my gym sessions, planned in my cardio, planned in my walks, planned in the whole shebang, which is what we ask our clients to do. And I am so much more productive, like with my content creation, with my check-ins, with business stuff in general. Just like, I'm just way more kind of like switched on with it all.
Yeah, and I think that's...
Also eating better quality of food, because naturally, like for me, when I go onto a diet, I look for volume. So like yesterday, loads of fruit in the morning, big bastard salad for my lunch, and that...
The big bastard salad.
Big bastard salad. And, It just you feel better eating that stuff. There's no doubt about it. Don't take a rocket science.
I think as well, like at the risk of being incorrect and looking like a tit, I think it's a lot to do with Parkinson's Law, which is, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's a job will take you the amount of time you give it to do.
Yeah.
So when you are dieting and when you're like, I have to get my steps in today, I have to go to work, I have to prep my food, if you're prepping your food, I have to get to the gym, these are the only times that I can do these jobs. You just crack on with it and you get it done. Because when you've not got the time to mess about, you do literally just crack on and get stuff done.
Which is why, again, I always say to people, being busy is your fat loss superpower.
Yeah.
Because you can just structure it all. And if you structure it all in, like as you've just said, and you time block things properly.
Yeah.
One, it takes your mind off food for which is a massive bonus. But you just get shit done. You just get it done.
Yeah. It's Parkinson's Law, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Parkinson's Law.
Oh, look at me.
Yeah.
You'd think I'd read or something.
Yeah.
But I have, like, my least favorite days of the week are the days where I don't have like set, like work wise, and when I don't have set times for things. So like
Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, Saturday, Sunday if I've got things to do. But even even like a Thursday, normally if we're not here, it'll just be like a bit of content or catching up on a few jobs, and I've got the entire day to do it. I have a tendency to procrastinate so bad.
I'm exactly the same.
Whereas through the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, when I've got like check-ins to do, training plans to do, like there's a fixed time for everything, and I just feel so much more productive and a crack. And so what I try and do on
game changer for this, I bought like
I thought you were going to say Ben.
I bought like a little like a cooking timer.
Oh yeah.
It's like a little spinny one. So I put it to like an hour and a half or whatever, and I whack it down. Press start, and for that time I have to put my phones away and I just kind of focus on the tasks that I've got.
Yeah.
Often I do sometimes still get distracted, don't get me wrong, like it's just especially with like my baby running around the house at the moment, because she's literally like she's crawling everywhere at the moment. It's driving me mad. But you press start and like you just get the shit done that you need to get done in that allocated period of time.
Well, I got told about, I tried it about a year ago now. Someone told me about an app, right? And it's basically the same thing. And what you do is you set a timer on it, and then for the duration of that timer, there's basically like a seed on the screen, and it grows into a tree.
Yeah,
and it's like you're right, and it's obviously like if you use your phone, if you close that app during that time, the tree dies.
Yeah.
So obviously it gives you a little bit of like, okay. So I started using it, and then I was like getting through my jobs. I was like, I actually need to use my phone for a job here. So I was like, what the fuck do I do?
That's the problem.
And I used it about 3 times and never got through a full stint because I actually had to use my phone for something.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is pointless. But the egg timer is,
egg timer, whatever you want to call
that's
it.
a good idea.
It's really good. But yeah, no, so increased productivity is definitely one of them. And that's something that I think we see with people in the early stages when they start to find that structure and find that rhythm, when they start kind of focusing on their physique and whatever it is, fat loss, whatever it might be. you just feel better, and you just feel better in yourself.
They just feel like they say that
more energy.
More energy. I'm getting more done at work. Like just more done through the day, more organised. I'm cleaning the flat more often, or the house, whatever.
And people then say, well, I'm also now spending more time with family because I'm more organised. Those jobs aren't like, I'm not procrastinating with the jobs and the shit that I need to get done. So again, I think sometimes people think that when they start when they start going to the gym or start a fitness endeavour, that they're going to have less time to spend with friends and family. It's like, actually, no, you're probably not. Like, you're just going to be more organised with shit. That's one of the main things.
Yeah.
So productivity is definitely one. And energy levels, I think, goes along with that. Sleep quality, we could go into all that kind of stuff. But I think just on a deeper level, like confidence.
Yeah.
You feel like, when I'm literally kind of like 2 weeks of dialing things up on my diet, and I'm feeling better already. And I know it sounds daft, but already I feel more confident in myself. Like I do. Do you know what I mean? You go into the gym, you're like, you mentioned it in one of the previous episodes, like starting to see a little bit more shape come through, and you just feel better in yourself. Like and it's so true. Like if you start seeing those changes, you just feel so much better about yourself on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely do. Like it has a massive effect on your confidence. And that's not even like confidence when you're walking into the gym and you feel like a bit more like...
No, I don't just mean in the gym.
Yeah. And although it does affect that, like I've had clients be like, they feel like they belong when they're walking in the gym now. They feel like they can wear a vest in the gym, whereas before they just literally wear long sleeve tops or hoodies. They feel like people are looking at them like, what the hell's that guy doing, sort of thing. Like it changes that. But even again, to bring you back to work, because I think that's the most relatable thing, like I've had clients being like, because they're feeling so much more confident, they're like, I applied for a promotion that I didn't think I'd be able to do, or I went for the interview that I've been shitting myself about for ages. Or they've even left the jobs and been like, I've been wanting to do that for fucking ages, and I just never thought I'd get anything else, but I'm actually feeling really good at the minute, so I'm just going to go for it.
I've had clients do the same, and like, I've applied for new jobs, get new jobs, and they're like, I just never had the confidence to do this. And I'm like, fucking mint, that's class. And again, that's probably a mixture of the two that we've just spoken about, confidence and productivity.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, get in, like that's class. That's the kind of stuff that you want to hear. And even, certainly kind of long term, wants the confidence of actually achieving a goal. So if you set yourself a goal of like losing X amount of weight, doing a photo shoot, whether it's just getting in great shape for your holiday, if you set yourself that goal and you achieve that goal, if you don't achieve a goal, you always feel a bit deflated. But if like you achieve it, like you feel like that. I think that confidence is massive. And again, that leads on to other areas in your life as well, because again, it's that kind of thing that you've proven to yourself that you can do it. And that builds confidence in other areas, not just your physique. Yeah,
massively. And then I think on from that, like, it's just an education standpoint. When you go through that process, if you do it right, probably not going to happen if you just follow a meal plan and just don't question it and just literally follow a set meal plan. But if you go through that process like we would do it, where you are tracking your own food, you are thinking about the foods that you're putting in, like you come out of that process like in such a better place to know what kind of food you should be eating, how to work in meals out much easier. You're more confident about it. You don't feel the same guilt when you go out for a meal because A, you're in better shape anyway, so you're like, it's not going to have as much of an effect. But B, you're like, well, I know what I can do to adjust things to work it in and just enjoy it. And not only that, like, so Jack that did the shoot, my cousin, he put a post up afterwards of like his before and afters and just saying how much better he feels, how much more confident he feels. The amount of people that have been asking him questions about like nutrition, training, what he's been doing, how he's been doing it. And he's been able to confidently be like, look, he has sort of said like, look, if you really want help, go and speak to myself. But he's like, this is potentially something you could look at doing. Like, this is how I've structured it. These are the kind of foods I look to eat. And it just gives you that confidence and that awareness of you actually know what you're doing and like, you know how to work things in. Yeah. I say to a lot of clients when they start, I'm like, listen, at the end of this, you'll probably have more education and confidence around your nutrition than most personal trainers. And I mean that in like, I'm not having a dig at anyone there, but it's just, if you go through that process yourself, the confidence it gives you, again, which is why we're confident that our clients will go on and maintain the progress that they get with us long term, is massive. Yeah. It's massive. But it's funny, isn't it? Because like if we can't sit here and be like, sign up for coaching because we're going to teach you loads of shit, because no one's going to sign up. Like, no one cares. No one wants to learn.
You're there for a result.
But then it's always one of the bits of feedback when they get the result is like, I have learned so much. And it's like, but we There's no point of saying that at the start.
And when a client leaves me, obviously it's like it's not good. Like, it's a sad day and everything.
Really
you don't like,
though,
yeah, because
you cry for days.
Cry, like, honestly, don't leave me.
You put a picture of them on your dartboard, don't you?
Yeah, that's it.
Send them letters.
But no, it's because it's shit. Because, like, generally speaking,
didn't you once turn up at one of the doors with a jukebox above your head?
Yeah, like, the scene out, and also the scene out of Love Actually.
With the side, tell me that.
I've ever told you that. But yeah, no, I think it. Fucking well off track now. Jesus Christ. But no, when someone leaves, it's like, it's sad because you get to know the people and things. But the best bit of feedback you can get is, well, I'm ready to go on my own. I'm confident to go on my own.
Yeah.
And that's basically what we're trying to do.
Yeah, I had it out. I'm speaking to Mike. I had it out the blue. I had a client for Billy for about 2 years. He did like really, really well. I think he lost like between 20 and 30 kilos in total whilst he was doing it. And I still speak to him because I sort of bump into him in the gym every now and again. But he messaged me just out of the blue, like literally a year later. And he was like, just so you know, it's been a year since we've stopped coaching. He was like, I'm still the same weight than when we finished. He was like, I feel great. I'm really, really happy. I just wanted you to know that like it's had a big impact sort of thing. And I was like, wicked, that's amazing. It's a nice message to receive.
That's it. And when you do get those messages, you're like, well, this is like, you're not one of those statistics that we spoke about in the last episode, like, because we've done shit properly and you're confident in what you're doing.
Yeah.
And that's exactly it. So confidence, listen, it comes in different ways. And it's obviously confident being like, we're going to fucking get my clothes off and I feel fucking great. You feel confident.
It's not even, obviously, there is that side to it where you're like, I look good, but it's not from an arrogance point of view. It's more the confidence to just back yourself with things. The confidence to like speak up in a work meeting, or the confidence to be like, I actually do know what I'm doing here.
Yeah.
Or I can solve this, or I can figure this out. Like, that's where it matters more.
Yeah. And I think, I know that we have even quite a lot of personal trainers listen to this, this podcast, and I know a lot do listen to it because they message and stuff. But it's like, even from a PT's perspective or a coach's perspective, if you're walking the walk and you're kind of you've then got confidence again to show your clients that you know what you're doing and you're consistent with it, and you've got the tools in order to kind of change your physique and do what you want your clients to do. So even just outside of your normal kind of benefits, like from a professional standpoint, for a lot of people, it's massive. I think. Huge.
Yeah, it is. So there is, like, physique aside, there are so many decent benefits that you get at like long term out of doing something like this, and it might just be getting into. It is relative to what you want to achieve, right? But for a lot of our guys, it's a photo shoot. That's like the goal that they'll push it towards, and that's what they'll want to get out of it. And obviously for them, then they have the additional benefit of they make quite a few new mates from doing that process, because we'll put them in a group together. They'll meet them on the day. They'll have a good laugh. We'll have a night out together, everything like that, for like the one-to-one stuff. But and obviously they get some decent photos, but nothing outweighs like the psychological benefits of doing it.
And that's it. I think you could easily land on our Instagram pages, and obviously you see the transformations, great, because we're fucking amazing coaches, But no, you see them and you'd think like, and obviously the reason, if we're being completely honest, is like results are the reason that people come in. So of course that's what we have to show, and they're also much easier to show on social media. But what people don't see is the stuff that comes alongside it. So like, obviously we have the transformation, amazing, that's great. But what people aren't necessarily seeing all the time, and it is difficult to get it across on social media. I know we post like messages we get from clients and stuff, but is actually how they're feeling behind the picture, and like how different they are. And like, so even like I have people when they first start checking in, and the way that we do check-ins with clients is people send us a video.
Yeah.
And sometimes when they do the first video, they're like,
they're like a deer in headlights,
pictures, and they're like,
do not move on the camera.
Yeah, don't move. That's
don't even
very
blink.
structured. And it's like, they're talking about how much they hated the starting pictures. Completely get it. We all do, by the way. That's very normal. But the difference in the check-ins over time as they get into shape is like, they just feel great. And I just felt so good in the gym. And like, I feel great. I'm going on holiday this week and it's the best I felt in age. And like seeing that person go through that psychological change as much as the aesthetic change is, for me, just as good.
Yeah. Even just like the confidence of talking on camera. So like when we do those check-in videos, it might be useful for some people. It might not. Depends what they do with work or what they do with the social life. But everyone, majority, shits it when they first do the first check-in video because they're like, I don't know what to say. I feel awkward talking to a camera. And I say to them every time, like, trust me, everybody feels like this for the first one. You'll look wooden. You'll feel weird. I was like, give it 2 weeks. You'll be filming it whilst you're doing your makeup. You'll be filming it whilst you're cooking your tea. You'll be filming it whilst you do your walk on a morning.
Walking
and
the
literally every single time within 2 weeks, they're doing it whilst they're doing something else, and they're not even thinking about it, and it's just a lot more natural, and they feel much better about it, and they're like, oh yeah, I don't think about it now. Like, I'm happy doing it.
Yeah.
Even that itself is just like an added little bonus.
Of course it is.
So yeah, it just depends how far you want to take it, but actually committing to something like that and really committing to transforming your physique, changing your physique, is always going to have additional benefits. And look, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. We're not going to sit here and be like, there's only positives. It's hard. Yeah. It's tough. You're going to have a low energy at times. You're going to be hungry at times. You're going to be a bit irritable at times.
You're going to have to say no to social events.
You're going to have to say no to stuff like, it isn't all sunshine and rainbows.
Of course it's not.
But all that stuff...
I think the pros massively outweigh the...
Massively, because all that stuff is just temporary. All that stuff is going to come and go within minutes. Yeah. Within out, like,
and
the benefits you're going to get are going to last.
Even when you kind of go... Someone is trying to lose some weight and they go and put on like a pair of jeans they've not worn for ages. Like, the confidence that brings and like...
massively.
Just the difference in that person from those little victories along the way.
Yeah. And if it is a photo shoot, like, obviously you're not going to stay in photo shoot shape forever because you can't maintain the amount of effort it takes to get there. But you have that confidence of knowing you're probably only ever going to be 6 weeks away from being in that shape if you really wanted to be again. You've got that confidence of actually maintaining a leaner physique anyway. You've got that confidence of knowing how to do it, like having been there and done that. Like, it makes a huge difference.
You've got the confidence to know that if you wanted to alone after you've been through that process, you know how to just kind of tighten things up or take your foot off the gas, and like, you know that the process behind it.
Yeah. And with that, we'll leave it there. I reckon.
So get in shape, get confident, get productive, get more energy, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And cool.
See you in the next one.
See you in a bit, guys.